do it. Let's get it. I got my charts, I got my lettuce, I got my juice. Let's go. Who juice it? Previously on KIMBA TV. Okay, so it went through Golden Pocket. We'll see if Golden Pocket is resistance. We can't predict the future. Like Mohan, I can't predict where the high is going to be, but it still ended up being a lower high, right? So if you do get a lower high, if you can't get structure change, then you got to be looking here because it's going to lose it now. Okay, so the question now is, after it lost, we don't get bearish on penetration, we get bearish on what? So even though, you know, I haven't been here for a little while, like this is all normal. Bounces first off of Golden Pocket. Does it make a lower high? Yes or no? If it's a yes and you lose the Golden Pocket here, this is going to be broken. It is broken. Is it going to bounce back or is it resistance? What's the plan? We're going to be watching settlement and value area low. Yeah, if you missed the Sunday CME stream yesterday, getting caught up on that should give you pretty much the plan for right now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And obviously with RTH, you know, you're going to have a quote unquote bullish gap where you're going to open like this. And you're going to have a gap like that. All right, brother. I don't know. S&P, I want to take a long, but unless that gets cleaned, I can't do a long. So maybe like this, like an SFP is a long, but that's really the only one for today. Yeah, other than that, you know, we might be looking for some shorts. Okie dokie. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your gap. Right on value area low, huh? So typical. J-Ski, Codes House says whole lot of juice. Let's get it, man. I got to get caffeinated up, but we got the plan ready to go, I think. Any questions? Do you think the low is in? It could be. I mean, it's a decent low. I would still like further down, but it could take time. Yeah, it'll depend on if value area low holds today. So we'll start with that. You know, dip the tip, all that stuff that we talk about. Let's see what the first 30-minute candle gives us, and we'll go from there. XLR, good morning, Tofu. Daipopi, what's going on, man? Larry, what's going on? Zaha, Grim. 2 I am nothing. TDW says, is Sol 155 still your stop loss? Yes. Yes. Maybe even a little bit lower. Yeah, to be honest, I might just end up adding all the way to 151. I still have so much more money to get into. Yeah, and then, yeah, I might just add all the way to 151. And then also here too. Yeah, Bitcoin should tell me, today it should tell me because like, you probably can't lose 0.5. I don't know. This is theoretically it shouldn't go that low, but if it's quick, then it might be okay. You really just can't lose settlement. That's really just all it comes down to. For anything bullish. Pewoodo, what's going on? MEXC83 says, thanks for streaming last night. I like Sunday night stream. I'll keep doing Sunday night stream, brother. Yes. Any questions, Mex? So it's the same thing that we left off talking about yesterday, right? It was low volume, can't really trust anything, right? And at the end of the day, where does RTH open back up? Right on value area low, right? So here we go again. You dig? And then what is that? That is a bullish gap. So what did we talk about last night? You know, it's probably going to be a bullish gap. It has to bullishly react. What is your soul average entry? Right under 160. I have like 159 something right now. Yes, yes, yes. Pewudu, thank you for the resub. Deikiku. Dried 7 says, is current RTH low or is good or bad? It's bad, but the ETH is actually really good. Or acceptable. So, yeah. So RTH 1. So that's bad. However, oh, maybe it is bad. CME, I thought it was good. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's doable. 1, 2. So it's okay. Oh, sorry. That's not even Bitcoin. Why does it keep loading up my different charts? Is it one tick? Oh, so it is bad. ETH is bad too. You know what I think? If it doesn't clean it later, if it doesn't clean it now, it'll clean it later. If this goes right now, it's probably like grab the single print and then grab. It's probably like that. If it doesn't clean it now. All right, let's get it. Who juicing on him? Who juicing on him? Loti says, last night was my first time in the stream. Ooh, that's awesome, Loti. How you doing, Loti? Any questions? Fibo says, I didn't watch Sunday stream, but I remember the plan last Friday. Got entry at 158. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Sol is really the only one that I was like trying to get into pretty aggressively. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunities this month. So let's get it. 30-minute candle close in 22 minutes. All right, lock in. Thomas says, I was wondering how you played the so long. Did you get stopped at break even on your entries? No, I still have it. Somebody asked me, is 155 still your stop loss? So my stop loss really hasn't changed. Thomas, 155 was kind of 154-ish was kind of like the stop loss. Somebody just asked me what my stop loss is or what is, if it's still the same, it's still the same. So we're still in it. And if you rewind and get caught up, Thomas, I said I might just add them till 151. Sol is, have you been here since Thursday and Friday, Thomas? Sol is the only altcoin that I got into. If you remember, like with ETH, for example, I'm waiting for lower, right? ETH, I wanted. Oh, this is the wrong chart. ETH. ETH, I want it a little bit lower, right? Bitcoin, I want a little bit lower. Hype, I want a little bit lower. Trump, I want a little bit lower. So this is still possible too. Yeah, so no, Thomas, I haven't re-entered, I haven't stopped out or anything. I've just been adding slowly but surely. Yep. Yeah, so there's something that I feel, not feel, but there's like data and things that I'm anticipating for like Hype, Sol, Trump. There's a couple. And some I will be extra aggressive on, and some I won't be. Yeah, so Thomas, I might just, because I know it'll go lower, Thomas. So I might just keep adding all the way to 150. Yeah. If this goes, then I'd be looking at like that 175, 176 again, Thomas. Yeah, but it's gonna continue lower, so yeah, it's tricky. And I'm also spot buying too. I was also spot buying too. Yeah, in fact, Thomas, I'm teaching baby girl how to like buy and sell on spot. And yeah, she was looking at her like Sol, and it was like, I don't know, she had like 200K worth of Sol, and it's like at 170 now. She was like, "Oh my God, why do we buy?" Because I've been buying that bitch since like 170 on spot. So I had her buying all the way from 170, 165, 160, 155. So yeah, and I have her buying all the way to like 130. Yeah. So it's a little bit tricky. What I'm definitely trying to do, Thomas, for the rest of the month is I don't want to try to do this high leverage, try to get the pixel perfect bottom thing. Right? Because I think that kind of fucked me up a little bit from a lot of altcoin longs that I could have had from way lower. Brother, I don't know if you remember this, but I had a $95 Sol long that I TP'd. I don't know if you remember, but I had an amazing $95 Sol long that I TP'd the whole thing. And part of the reason why I did that is because the position size and leverage was probably a little bit higher than it needed to be. So what I'm going to do this time around is I'm not going to play this. I'm going to try to get the pixel perfect bottom long bullshit. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cast some pretty wide nets, and I'm going to just see what August gives me. I'm not going to try to get pixel perfect bottom long on all of these altcoins. In fact, I think I'm going to fuck myself up if I try to do that. So this month is a little bit different, Thomas, right? Because so you were here yesterday, right? There's talks of emergency rate cuts in August. Have you been hearing? So the last FOMC is really unique because we had dissent. It means that not everybody thought and agreed the same. 2 people dissented. 2 people didn't believe that they should keep the rates the same. And one of the people that dissented, the New York governor, he's been talking about we might need to do emergency rate cuts in August. There is a very strong chance, Thomas, that Bitcoin is the low is in, like 112 is in. Like it doesn't need to go to 111. It doesn't need to go to 110. It doesn't need to go to 109. It doesn't need to go to 108. There's a chance that 112 low, that's it. There's no mas. There's no more lows. If you thought you were going to get 111, 110, 109, 108, my dumb ass that thought that ETH was going to go to 33.24 point of control, it might not ever come. It might not ever come. And so I'm just trying to figure out like what would be so I chose Sol as the one that I was going to start getting hyper aggressive with. And that's really the only thing that you're seeing, Thomas. And I feel like, between Hype, Sol, and maybe 2 or 3 other ones, like I decided to, be aggressive with Sol, but you really could have chosen 3 or 4 or 5 other ones if you wanted. So that's it, Thomas. And what I'm doing is since I feel like Sol could be the outperformer, I'm giving myself a little bit of wiggle room to not, I'm not gonna like papink and get back in and stopped out and get back in and do all that. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Thomas, is just to be smart about it. Not try to get pixel perfect bottom. Understand that it's going to probably try to leave a lot of people behind. You just said. And do it. So, I'm being patient with ETH. I'm being patient with Hype. I'm being patient with Trump. But just in case, I am starting to practice getting in and layering in with Sol. That's all it is, Thomas. So, yeah, man, what do you think? Yeah, so like the way that this gets fucked is like if it does something like this. That's fucked. What would be bullish would be like dink, dink, dink. So I think if it does go all the way up here and we see some sort of like pullback, then I would be like, okay, this is in. All right, Thomas. Yeah, so I'm just trying my best with Sol. Show you math, levels, fibs, trades, profits. Let's go. I'll show you. How we doing? You guys excited for the next couple weeks? No, stop the music for a second. Stop the music. It doesn't matter if you think I'm a fucking crackhead with Tourette's. It doesn't matter if you fucking hate my guts. It still does not change the fact that maybe there's a small chance we get emergency rate cuts this month. It does not change the fact that we're looking at 80 to 85%, depending on what day or the time of the day that you look at, for rate cuts in September. It does not change the fact that more than likely, if you do get rate cuts, you are eventually, I'm not talking about like the day on FOMC when we get rate cuts, like, it's gonna mega pump. In fact, I would actually assume that it would have one more last dump or something like that to stop out all the longs before we actually get going. So it doesn't mean that like on the day of an emergency rate cut or the day of September rate cuts that it's going to be like an easy long, but conceptually speaking, that's going to lead to more liquidity flowing into the markets, cheap money, and eventually it will have the same exact cycle as it has done in the past over and over again. So I hope you guys are locked in. I hope you guys are excited. We've talked about this for the last couple of weeks and months leading into it, but there's probably a couple people that have been here for maybe the last like year and a half thinking to yourself, fuck, I could have gotten so many nice longs, whether it was the 70, the 80, the 90, even 100 right now still looks goddamn good, don't it? So, That being said, like in my opinion, altcoin season hasn't started yet. So you've got a whole nother one more sort of like run up to get some juice. So let's lock in. We got, oh, there's your 30-minute candle close. So are we going to spend any time above or below value area high? All right, that was your first candle approach. Let's see if the second one can make a higher high. If it can't and it makes a lower low, then we're probably looking at full rotate. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? 28 minutes. How are we looking on ES? It's inconclusive, brother. I'm just gonna stare at this and I'm gonna stare at this. Yeah, so all I want is the top left box right here for the buying to slowly eventually curve down and the red to go up and the oscillating buying volume to start curving down. Alrighta, and then even if these are all scalps, so even if this like kind of does start, then we're gonna be looking at this. And then same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has its own single print right there, right at its own point of control. So these are all like, I would, the juicy longs are kind of from here for me. Obviously, you know, Bugamas can change. But yeah. Yeah, hella slow today. Low volume. Fatigue. FOMC was last week. 28 minutes. Manaka. Bullish bear. How y'all doing though, by the way? How you guys doing? Locked in? Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Can I get a joy? Can I get a joy? Just a little bing bong ding dong. You guys locked in? Zaha, any questions? Ghost SMP, any questions? JV, any questions? 8-year bro says OMG, this is not bullish now. It depends on what time frame you're looking at. Yeah, I mean, anybody that was scalping the value area low, value area high, rotate play is going to TP, right? So a little pullback is expected. Yeah, it doesn't have to break it right on the first attempt. Yeah, but creeping into the ready, set, go would be what you would consider. This is what I would say. Rotating from value to value isn't necessarily bullish or bearish. That's bing bong ding dong. So if you got bullish, then yes, your bullishness might be ending. However, you're really not getting extraordinary. You're not really bullish today until you get above value area high. Because going from value area low to value area high should just be bing bong ding dong. You don't want to be bullish when it goes from value area low to value area high, and you don't want to be bearish if it's going from value area high to value area low. That's just bing bong ding dong. 25 more. Let's watch these 5-minute candles, shall we? And just gotta vibe out with more music. More Latuche, maybe. I1 Shim. What's going on, brother? What I would recommend you do, I1, is any time that you show up late to a stream, you want to rewind and get caught up. Okay, this one, the one with like individual thumbnails, those ones have no music. So it's just my voice. Okay, the 24/7 ones, the one with this, like the microchip logo, that one is gonna have music. That's the only difference. This one has music, the first one does not. And then I was here for CME resumption as well. Yeah, so we're actually getting live filled as we speak. So make sure you get caught up. I always show entries and stop losses, brother. And I explain why. Yeah, so just if you're wondering what my positions are, then you can always rewind and get caught up. I'll always explain why. And I feel like maybe if you do that a couple times, you'll never really have to ask me again. All I'm looking at is fixed range volume profile tool, VWAP tool, right? I might anchor it on session or local high or local low, but I'm just looking at volume. I'm just looking at TPO. I'm just looking at imbalances, and I'm going off of bing bong ding dongs. I'm not really overcomplicating it, my guy. Yeah, I have levels to the upside. I have levels to the downside, and we're going to be scalping S&P all month, every day. So if you have the chance to, please, if you can, try to get caught up. Everything's kind of been talked about. Usually, I feel like it's too late to try and chase a trade that somebody is already in. I don't know if you've ever done this. I used to do this shit so many times, dude. Like crypto face, or crypto, or Da Vinci, or whoever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, is like, guys, today for the Bitcoin price, I'm gonna short from here, right? And like, it's like, by the time they go online, it's like, dude, they're fucking juicing, right? Like when they show, or like their YouTube video comes out, like they're right here, right? And it might happen with me, it might happen with anybody really, but you need to be anticipatory, right? How many times have this happened where like you'll be like, hey, Kimba, what's your invalidation? And I'll be like, I'm gonna get stopped out in tiny profit right here. And so your mind goes, okay, well, he's gonna get stopped out right here. So, oh, fuck, man, he's juicing. Fuck, he's juicing. Well, you know what? If it does like a bearish retest, I'm gonna enter too, right? And so your stop loss is my invalidation, right? But you're like, pa-ping, 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 And then you're like, oh no, I'm getting filled. Oh no, oh, pa-ping. And then you're like, dude, Kimba, you were wrong about the short. And I'm like, I got stopped out in tiny profit, bro. Dude, I think you were wrong about the short. I think you were wrong about starting it there. Yeah, I didn't start my short there. You can't copy. You're not copy trading me if your entry is different than mine, right? How the fuck are you going to say that you copy traded me if your entry is like $10, like 10% off of mine? So the point is, I think it's useless to talk about a trade that I'm already getting filled in, and we already talked about, and we're executing in the moment of. I think it's a lot higher probability, bro, that you're going to get like baited and got. And I'm telling you, brother, I'm not here to have you validate me or take the same trade as me or tell me that I'm an amazing trader or have you make me feel good. I'm not here for that. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't think random people on the internet telling me that I'm a great trader is of any value. You know what I mean? I need you guys to juice up on your own. So what I rather do, I genuinely want you guys to juice the fuck up. I think it's going to fuck you more than it'll help you by talking about a trade in the moment of. I think it's a lot better to be prepared and anticipatory with your trade. So if you ask me, hey, what's the next levels to the downside or next levels to the upside, I can help you. If you ask me, hey, if we do go down there, or hey, if we do go up there, how would you take that short? How would you take that long? What's the data or the edge that would make you take that long or take that short? I can help you. All right? Perhaps when we are live together, maybe we do get that thing happen, and I can tell you, hey, we're getting pa-pinked. I can show you my levels. I can show you my stop loss. right? But if I'm not here, you need to be able to read the data and fall back and execute on your own preparations and planning. So let me help you do that, and let's juice the fuck up. Yeah, but we're already kind of trying to scalp an S&P short. I'm going to be scalping S&P every day for the whole entire month. You with me? So just make sure that you stay up to date, because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be doing, I've already talked about most likely the day before. And I'm just going to be executing what we prepared in advance. All right. I won. That being said, this is the short that we're attempting right now. I've got partial fill, as you can probably see. Yeah. But I don't want you to be like, oh, he's shorting, let me short too. Fuck that. Do you understand why? So, why wouldn't you take that 15 minutes to just at least listen to why I said I'm going to try this? Why my stop loss is where it is, So even if you don't agree with me, you could at least be like, oh, well, that's a fucked up reason to short. I'm not going to short. Yeah, so remember, I think this game is like, it sucks, I think, to be in this game trying to trade, just not knowing ever what you should be doing, or like not having the confidence to take it. You're probably like a nervous fucking wreck. Like this is supposed to be enjoyable. This should be logical decision making. You're not gambling. You're not hoping, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. How much time does it spend above or below? Everybody should have like an objective outlook in terms of above here bullish, below here bearish, and let's just get nasty with it, yes? What do you guys think? 15 more minutes on this 30-minute candle close. Crypto Jammy, you good? Manolo, you good? Yeah, so that being said, the scalp, I guess, today is a scalp short on S&P. We're filled. I have an average entry on Sol around 160, a little hair under 160. I've been accumulating. I still think it could go lower, so I'm going to be looking at 172.50 and 176-ish. If I need to head short or TP some of the long, I will. All right, for Bitcoin, we're looking at the single prints, the imbalance, like 117, 118, something like that, 118.5. Obviously, value today, Yep. So I might not scalp long or scalp short something, but you're more than welcome to do it, I1. It's Sunny says, I just joined, but now I gotta rewatch stream in 2x. Hey, I appreciate that, big dog. We're scalping a short on S&P. We still haven't been fulfilled yet, so you're gonna see those entries and stop losses come to fruition. I will have until right before Macaulay on if I want to keep it and risk getting gapped. Or if the data still looks good. Alrighty, so I haven't been fulfilled yet. The invalidation is the invalidation. So I have 2 scalp longs and 2 scalp short ideas on S&P. So that's that. And then in terms of crypto, we still have the Sol long. And that's the only altcoin that I got to add on the pullback. And that's it. Yeah, and there's a chance that low could be in. The low could be in that 112 SFP. So the abstract concept of trying to get into altcoin longs between now and before rate cuts is the goal. There may be a small chance that there's rate cuts in August. Small chance. But yeah, just trying to front run that shit. Thomas says, so you're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance for what, brother? That it could go lower? Sure. Yes. The way that we will know for a really strong probability if we're going to get lower or higher is unfortunately closer to 117, 118. Yeah, you could go all the way back up to 118 and still go to 108. Thomas. Crazy, right? Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I want this bitch to just keep going. Yeah. Thomas, happy Monday, my guy. Yaya says, what do you think about taking the 7.5 bearish retest? Nah, I mean, you might be able to scalp longs and scalp shorts, but the easier thing, I think, Yaya, will be to just try to long every pullback. Yeah, and here's the other thing too, Yaya, is things like opportunity cost, okay? It's okay to scalp short, but you need to understand that you can't get greedy and start to prioritize maximizing your profit on a short and completely fuck up the long. And being in a short might juice you, but what if it like gets you so bearish that you fuck up the long? You know, it's like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Yeah, so make sure that you have a higher time frame, a medium time frame, and a smaller time frame idea. Anytime somebody asks about shorting this or that, I'm like, But yeah, as long as you have edge, you know, put that stop loss, break even, take profit, and do it. I mean, I'm scalping. I was scalp shorting S&P today, so I might have to wait until tomorrow for the other box above. But yeah, 14 minutes. So let's see what it do. Let's see what it do. Stay safe, you guys. Moses, let's go. GGG, Dr. Manhattan. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. S&P, we know what the plans are. Biddy, we know what the plans are. Lions, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions. Hey, I'll see you guys early tomorrow. Peace, everybody. Can I get a ka-choya?